to we all where they work at the different institutions, then we'll friend with and we'll say some of una they not to una. Well, where they bring this midweek edition of Wi Yone Salone come to you today. Me your name, Namaya Maba.
I'm your name, Riseradiosl Solomon. Remember, say Wi Yone Salone, a program we can meet you every Monday to Friday from 6 to 7:30 evening time. And they meet you from the studios in our book fields and stuff. You get the opportunity for watch we live. Now with Facebook page on Riseradiosl 96.3 FM. Same way so on the internet on www.riseradio.sl with support from AfriCell. So there it's we as we go bring you news what's in them with the happen all about the country. Interviews, breaks, plus we get some self-get for journey inside the studio. And remember, so you can be part of the program by way how you go send a text message to the number 077 963 963 077 963 963 and the number where you go send a text message so we go read them or self-drop your comments on our Facebook page on Riseradiosl 96.3 FM.
Inside the program this evening term, Salone don't join other country them all over the world for observe the International Labour Day, when a day for celebrate workman them and self-talk body team them where they are bugging them na the workplace. Inside the program Safe today, the Ministry of Social Welfare don't launch the 5-year work plan. We go guide the ministry from 2024 to 2028. And same way so in this edition of Wi Yone Salone, we talk to some member of parliament them. We tell Rise Radio but waiting and expect from the new speaker of parliament. We then go pick on Thursday, May 2nd, 2024. Then story there and more day for you inside the program this evening time.
You already listen to in our Radio Land on 96.3 FM and surf na the internet on www.riseradio.sl or they watch the conversation through Facebook page on Riseradiosl 96.3 FM. Can be part of this 90 minutes program by way how you go send any questions, them and comments, but anything we discuss inside the program today. You can either send them as text message to the number 077 963 963 077 963 963. Now the number we go send it text message, you go read them or self drop them as comment now with Facebook page on Riseradiosl 96.3 FM. Before we begin the program 551, make we take the news with it first.
Rise Radio 96.3 FM. This na the use with me, Bintu Sudan Sise. The Deputy Secretary General for Salone Labour Congress, Edward Kamara, don't talk about the importance for get International Labour Day. Hussein say, need day for address the plenty challenge them we workman them the face, na them different workplace them, all about the country. When we talk Wednesday for mark the International Labour Day, Kamara say, the Congress don't they work stronger one for ensure say they meet the needs of workman them and serve talk for better working condition and rights for workman them. When serve be they talk for mark this day also, the Minister of Employment and Social Security, Mohamed Ramansware, say the ministry don't play great effort them for improve workman them life and serve ensure both them well body and safety. As in say, that will contribute to the socio-economic development of the country.
We are also mindful that health and safety of the workforce are an important enabler of productivity. We are therefore currently working with the law officer department to finalize the operational health and safety plan. When enacted, this law will promote worker safety and hygiene and contribute to employees' awareness of health and safety issues and reduce lost-time injuries. We have also in recent times enacted the work permit regulations to give full effect to the work permit Act 2023. The main thrust of the regulation is to regulate the influx of non-Caribbeans into the labor market.
The Vice President for Salone, Dr. Mohamed Julde Jallo, na in keynote address talk about how for support young people them and provide work for them. As in talk about government in commitment for make employment business important na the country and self-provide permanent and part-time work opportunity them. The Executive Director for Institute for Governance Reform IGL, Andrew Lavalley, don't say The biometer wey dem launch Wednesday na for track and assess all campaign promise dem wey President Bio bin make inside 2023 election. As im say, inside 2018 back, dem bin track down 536 promise dem wey the president bin make. And say, President Bio bin able for achieve plenty pa dem promise dem dey. Lavali say, for the 2023 elections, dem don track down 103 campaign promise dem wey President Bio make, and sef say need for make trust go dey between the citizen and authority dem, as im say mistrust between dem no dey na the interest of anybody. Im say dem invite top government officials dem for launch the 2023 biometer so dem go take action, but
we try for involve the highest level. You see the Chief Minister Kanaya, for let say civil society, citizens that they do this, and one for let government respond to them. When government respond to them, we create what they call a feedback loop between citizens and authorities. The thing very important to know, all of that 103 promises, if government achieve them, the government minister will assign to them. If they progress with them, the indicator, the track and green. So for example, you get 5% green, 10% green, 20% green, on to 100% green.
The Executive Director of Institute for Governance Reform IGR, Andrew Lavali, say every citizen can access the tracking process of the promise dem wey President Bio make inside 2023 through the Biometer online platform. You dey listen to Rise News on Rise Radio 96.3 FM. The Director General for National Social Security and Insurance Trust, Mohamed Fouadabo, say dem don observe say some multinational company dem no dey fully comply with the provisions dem na the Insurance Act No. 5 of 2001 wey dey deal with registration and payment for social security contribution for foreign workman dem na salon. Dabo say dis kind thing also not only dey against the laws dem na the country, but same also dey tap people wey dey work for dem kind company dem yaso for make law go able protect them if any bad thing happen as in dey na the scheme. Im say na the responsibility for ensure say the act wey dey govern the scheme dem implement am full one in line with best practice dem.
The National Social Security Insurance Trust is a statutory public trust that is charged with the responsibility of administering social pension scheme and in carrying out our duties as the Director General of Nurses. It is my duty, together with my team, to ensure that the act that governs the scheme is fully implemented in line with best practice.
The Director General for National Social Security and Insurance Trust, Mohamed Fouadabo, say all man dey contribute and serve benefit from social security program dem, except the person not to salon person. Now na use but other country dem. According to BBC, the government na Nigeria don add per the salary for civil servants dem by between 25 and 35% for help them cope with the high cost of living. Reuters news agency reports say the lowest paid government employee now they get $324 for year. Police and military officers then they among state workmen them will get for benefit from this. The French President Emmanuel Macron don urge Rwanda for tap for give support to the M23 rebel them where they cause problem them na Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. Inside one joint conference with the President for the Democratic Republic of Congo, where in go work na Paris, President Emmanuel Macron say Rwanda must tap for support the M23 rebel them and self withdraw them soldier man them from Congolese territory. That's now used to come to you from Rise Radio 96.3 FM. My name na Bintu Sudan Sise.
Plenty thank you to Binti Sudan to say we bring you the news updates of things that really happen all about the world. The time now is 3 o'clock now 11 minutes past the hour 6 and the program you listen to. Now we're in Salone where they come to you from Rise Radio 96.3 FM. We get you live from studios and Brookfields and stuff on the internet on www.riseradiosl with support from Afrisel. Continue for sending text message. Show the number 077 963 963 077 963 963. Members say we'll be done inside the program this evening. Salone don't join, other countries them all about the world for observe the International Labour Day, when a day for celebrate workman them and self-talk, but then issue them, we can unbox them in their workplace. For sake of that, we get inside the studio Francis Camara, we are the acting commissioner of Labour and Employment. And same way, so we get Edward Y. Camara, we come out from the Sierra Leone Labour Congress, when in the Deputy Secretary General, when in there with inside the studio for can help we talk about this talk here. One for introduce them now, one for welcome them. Welcome to Rise Radio.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me and good evening, listeners.
Yeah,
Thank you for having me. Good evening, listeners.
That's not the voice of guest them will get inside the studio this evening.
The Ministry of Social Welfare launched a 5-year work plan where will be the roadmap for the ministry from 2024 to 2028. This launch has also been happening at the Sierra Palms Hotel and Conference Hall na Freetown, and Wi Yone reporter Rosalind Camara been there and filing this report.
The Ministry of Social Welfare now one ministry we charged with the responsibility for respond to social needs we get for do with women and right, pikin and right, people with disability and right, religious right, among other religious rights inside Salone. This ministry don't they carry on this responsibility for a very long time now. Year in and out, different ministry, department and agency them don't they develop waiting them called strategic plan, where this plan na a document where they guide the operation of the organization. As normally, then kind document here can set a clear direction or roadmap of how the institution for worker for achieve them with the part of their work. Now for sake of this make, the Ministry of Social Welfare don't develop a 5-year strategic plan. Usai, they don't go launch this document for make members them, now the public go aware but some of the thing them where they inside this document. Melrose Kaminti, now the Minister of Social Welfare, it talk more about what's in the inside this document.
This occasion marks a significant milestone in our commitment to serving the people of Sierra Leone with excellence and dedication. As we embark on this journey, it is essential to emphasize the importance of this strategic plan in guiding our efforts towards achieving our goals in social welfare. This plan is aligned with Sierra Leone's 1991 Constitution, the Medium-Term National Development Plan, and the government's current development roadmap, the Big 5 Game Changers, which aims to accelerate economic growth and build resilience. Over the next 5 years, we will focus our efforts on critical areas such as poverty reduction through women's economic empowerment, child protection and development, empowering persons with disability, and social security.
But many at times, implementation of particular documents them where governments can put together na challenge na the country will make the Minister of Gender and Children's Affairs, Dr. Aissata Mahoy, believe say if proper coordination and partnership day, the Ministry of Social Welfare go able for achieve the thing them where them put na this document.
We have developed a medium-term national development plan focusing on the 5 game changes, and I have no iota of doubt that this strategic plan is fully aligned to the national blueprint and also the SDGs. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are also aware of implementation challenges associated with documents of this nature, not least resources, technical and financial. The Ministry of Social Welfare on its own cannot address all these issues affecting the social welfare of all Sierra Leoneans. Hence, the more reason for collaborative and concerted efforts of all stakeholders. I am not the chief mobilizer of resources here for the implementation of this strategic plan, but let me add my voice to requesting strong partnership for technical and financial support to implement the strategic focus areas in this document.
The National Commission for Persons with Disability na body where they under the Ministry of Social Welfare, and this body responsible for implementing them we go better the life of disabled people them na the country, as them self go benefit from some of the thing them where they inside this document where in be the talk. The executive secretary na the commission Salamin Kotikui say then be fully the part of the process where the ministry be they put the documents together. We make him believe say with this document most of the thing them where disabled people in the face go be addressed.
I wish to let you know that we are part of the program throughout, and we are still committed to ensuring that the document is implemented. But you agree with me that we cannot effectively implement the document without the required resources, both human and finance resources. A lot has been done by the government with respect to people with disability, but one of the gaps is existing data. So we are able to unpack that and then find a framework where we can generate the data.
We in keynote address, the Chief Minister, Dr. David Moina Senge, talk say other ministry they need for land from within the Ministry of Social Welfare don't do for look at them past and present performance so that they will able to create a big plan for the future.
In the forward, the minister says the development of this plan takes into consideration the ministry's previous strategic plan, past performance, and an evaluation of its current mode of operations with a focus on its future. Often we have these documents, not everybody reads them, but this sentence really demonstrates the leadership that I want to highlight. Where we are today is based on work that has been done, and you recognize that. You situate this strategic plan within the broader governance delivery mechanism, and you're squarely focused on the future. We wish and hope that other ministries, departments, and agencies who develop strategic plans do precisely this, that we don't arrive at this day, at any day in the future, without paying reference to the past and without an ambitious future.
The Chief Minister continue for talk say.
I also do want to highlight something that the ministry, the strategic document said, and that's on page 11. The strategic plan builds on the gains made over the years by government with the critical support of partners, while seeking to accelerate the delivery of a transformative social welfare system aimed at reducing multidimensional poverty and distress. Again, this shows that it's not just what the Ministry of Social Welfare does, but the success of this plan depends on all of us. It is multidimensional, and it recognizes and relies and calls on partners.
Other body them like the Social Welfare Committee in Parliament, the UN Resident Coordinator, and other ministry them be pledged for support the Ministry of Social Welfare so that they go achieve this them plan what they don't make. For Rise Radio, me Nagozani Kamara the report.
6:20 now the time on our studio clock, and the program is still listening to Now Yone Salone, where they come to you from Rise Radio 96.3 FM. Continue for sending text message to the number 077-963-963, 077-963-963. Now the number where you go send text message to. Drop your comments on our Facebook page as well on Riseradiosl 96.3 FM.
Inside the studio today, we get Chibli Francis Kamara. We are the Acting Commissioner of Labor and Employment at the Ministry of Employment, Labor and Social Security, and also Edward Y. Kamara. We are the Deputy Secretary General for the Sierra Leone Labor Congress. Once more, I want to welcome the guests them into the studios, and with a smiling face, say happy. Is it Happy May Day?
Yeah.
Happy Labor Day. Thank you for joining me inside the studio today. Make us start with you, Chibli Francis Kamara. I remember last year you made inside the studio to talk about so many acts them where made a push for make them pass them na parliament, and some of them don't go through and some of them still not go through it. Give we a brief background on the one and the acts them so far we wanna pass inside 2023, and also the one them we still pending.
So thank you very much, Fambuluna. Good evening. Yes, you're right. We prepare some documents together with the social partners, Sierra Leone Labour Congress and Employers Federation, and then with other stakeholders. So once we do that, then we send all, of course, we subject them to consultations around the country, and then we send an law officers department. So we get the employment bill, the work permit bill, overseas employment and migrant workers bill, workers' compensation bill, occupational safety and health, and then social protection. So as you rightly state, last year, 3 go through. Now, the Employment Act, the Work Permit Act, the Overseas Employment and Migrant Workers Act. The Occupational Safety and Health, instead of Law Officers Department, of course, we still engage Law Officers Department where they give them technical backstopping for help them for do the drafting. The workers' compensation, the Law Officer Department, we don't work on and then send them to we don't identify some areas that they will want for adjust. We plan now for get a meeting with social partners, finalize and send them back to them. So that they go donor and send them back, go government printing for Gazette, etc., etc. And the other processes follow. So the social protection bill, it been get small hold up, but in recent times, will minister be able to get cabinet support for law go carry on with the process so that itself will become law. So at that level that we there now, and for the 3 bills, when they don't go through, particularly for the work permit and overseas employment, the Work Permit Act, Section 4, Subsection 1, make provision for set up a work permit committee. Very important. Then we don't set up that committee, the minister inaugurate that one. So then they go continue for doing work. Very important, so that then go they assess applicants them when they apply for work permit, for look whether there are Sierra Leoneans qualified, willing and competent for do those jobs for which people then they apply for get work permit for. If they don't qualify, they will give Sierra Leonean. So once you give Sierra Leonean, you don't reduce the unemployment level by 1, and Sierra Leonean don't get job.
All right.
So the Overseas Employment and Migrant Workers, I think that's Section 23(1), they make provision for set up the Overseas Employment and Migrant Workers Committee instead, and we don't set up, inaugurate them. So INSEF will continue for, because as you know, we don't support some private overseas employment agencies for let them send people out for go work, particularly in the Middle Eastern countries. So that committee get for the backstopping for me, because you know the risk associated with that. So once then they come through that type of committee, go find out then they go do the needful, but make sure say at the end of the day, people go safe and then get orderly migration to the destination countries. Of course, in all of those committees, with social partners are represented. Labour Congress Day, Employers Federation Day.
Okay.
So that is where we are.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. Progress this so far. But one go on for ask from 2023 to now, and we almost they go midway into 2024. How on I don't which one I don't they do for popularize their acts there? So the one them way on a set up their acts them for then go understand them, because when you understand waiting you they do or what you for do, then you go know also the repercussions, or if anything happen along the way, usa you forgo.
That is very important. Some form of awareness, of course, that gets financial implications. Some form of awareness means that we're not being comprehensive. So now with the coming of the new minister, what will they try for do? Not forget a comprehensive program of awareness raising. We go take various forms. It can be radio, television, maybe jingles, etc. So we plan for get something like a labor hour, where we go there with social partners that say we go come and talk, all with a view for educate people. And possibly workshops, with the availability of resources, workshops, and also labor inspection are one of our core mandate. So as we go do inspection, that also is an opportunity for educate the people, because a very good labor official, they just go do labor inspection, make reference to the provisions. Say, for example, if you want to know if the people then foreigners in a particular workplace, you can forget certain questions, so you go ask if then do they have work permit, etc., etc. So once you know certain things, then they go able for pick up where you write to report to the employer, and then they come as recommendation for Lego implementer for change the situation.
Okay.
So all of those things. Yeah.
All right, so going for bring you in now, Edward. Once again, welcome to the studio. Now, for let people and get clarity and perfect understanding, one for make you tell a little bit the work with the Labour Congress to do.
Yeah, thank you. Labour Congress, we didn't say an umbrella body. We mean say the union that within this country, whether na drivers union, whether na post and telecoms union, whether na fisherman union, they all come together. They say among we na union them, Lord, we get one body. We like if any one of we get issue, that body they go there for the advocates of our engaged government.
Okay.
So now so Labour Congress comes. So Labour Congress, them now a separate body with the Secretary General, where they run the affairs of Labour Congress in order that no union. But all the other people that we form the executive of Labour Congress, now people that from different union, now they then get one, so union they we now one of the member they the executive, so unfortunate, then get two of the member within the Labour Congress executive.
All right, so for make people and understand fine one that the Labour Congress they for workman them like unions them we they work in a certain institution then now the like kind of like the voice for them we issues them they come up regarding the workplace them.
All workplace gets union we responsible for that workplace.
Okay.
Why Labour Congress day now like if the union don't try for solve the problem of the workman, not able, it just like we Sierra Leone, say Sierra Leone John ECOWAS. Mean say Sierra Leone no exist or will not get with your independence. All the unions are autonomous, they're all day by themselves. But they get the Congress with anything will happen for any advantage like use and that way they then get to that and go on to. So if the union get any difficulty now the workplace with government, then they run go to Labour Congress. So now that Labour Congress they for now one of the responsibility that another responsibility Labour Congress get. Now like we to the top of this minimum wage, not to union then they do them. Now Labour Congress, now they name the with the Employers Federation, just like we acting commissioner be the talk. We get what we call the JNNB, the Joint National Negotiating Board. In that board, Sierra Leone Labour Congress did it for help for negotiate minimum wage. Labour Congress also can come in when it comes to national issue. For example, if petrol price they go up, union not able to take that responsibility and they go to Labour Congress. If inflation they high, then they go to Labour taxation, then they go to Labour Congress. So you get national issues, now Labour Congress they handle them. But when they say workplace related, the workman in office, now the union, Labour Congress hardly go now, like for example, for Labour Congress just grab go na post office. If post office get any problem, now the union now they go there for go solve the problem.
And then the union comes
if the union not able, then they can go to Labour Congress say we need una backup. So they know they go so directly at the very first call.
So Edward, in the instance that somebody not a part of a union, but something happened to them in the workplace, how is the channel in complaint?
Then people in the Labour Congress, like waiting, the law gets what we call minority union. Then people they can go to the ministry, where they not join union, then can also come to Labour Congress. If they go to the ministry, the commissioner, they take them case seriously. If they come to Labour Congress back, Labour Congress self they take them case. For example,
for people that will not join union.
We not join union.
Okay.
But when you come to we, let's say for example, one workman where they work, let's say they work in the agriculture sector. If they do something at the workplace, he not join the union. We can't to Labour Congress say then do me something at my working place. So the first thing Labour Congress they ask now which union we responsible or they know already. So then go just tell you say go na so domo because almost all the unions that we operate then get offices in a Labour Congress. So Labour Congress rents all the union, most of the union. So if you go to complain to Labour Congress, then just they refer you to the appropriate union. Then go do they now for give back for say that person they will don't send to you. So make sure say you go after in case and you try for get a solution.
Okay, so I want to bring you kind out to the challenges that we labor and they face because even recently, several we try for like talk to them more than one day with the work now then store shops them, in towns. Then there is issues them, but then afraid for come out. So we want to know how una can able for relate to them people and they because most of them can they in a situation where their rights then can be violated, then can be abused, but they're not a good for talk because they can say it better pass last on house, it better pass last on house, like I elect them to do me anything. Once I get with they eat and my family they eat. Because I go on for take you back because even recently we try my colleagues, you go can listen to a report just now where even they try for talk to them, they say they know they talk because they know one for lost and job. So in situations like Dandy, how are they able for cajole them, for make them know or which awareness raising the strategy with they for make them know about their rights and the wrongs them and waiting they can take up to the union where they can be abused in the workplace system.
Good. You see, before the law be flexible, but now the Employment Act don't make them very clear.
But they know Dandy.
Now they are the rich so
Okay.
now. This new Employment Act we don't get so, all with you they talk so. No employer no get right for sack workman because he complain or he join union. All workmen of the country, the law don't give power for join the union under freedom of association. So let's go to the issue now where you raise. Now, do you know that we get some workmen that were working at the store with the tote cement, then they tote flour for going at the store and everything. Yes, there was a time where they just scatter and they treat them any kind way. They get to call aid man or foreman where they arrange them business. And the President Bill one day they pass, you see them. We Labour Congress meet with an self reason to me. He say about the pass, they see people and they totes in their store. Cement they all over their body, all over their face. What do they do for them? Now say pa we know about that. So we don't form them to a union. So how we do know before we form them to a union? Now a group of them can complain. So they work now so side. And when we get the complaint, for you the list we now come on. We know they come na Rise Radio, can't tell Rise Radio say Mariam I go complain una. No. We they come na Rise Radio, so one can check A, B, C, D. Even if we see Mariam, we can never pretend like we not ever show like say we Sabiam. That are the confidentiality.
Okay,
so
apart from the confidentiality, sorry, the issue where they try for is that most of them people in they not go school. Most of them people are not sabi read and write. So within the union they do for pass up the message that they act for make them know say now so the act say and yes.
We get a concept we don't develop we call workers education. Like what they do so now. If workman then don't know, say every 6 o'clock or every last Sunday of the month, Rise Radio they organize labor hour, then they tune day. DJ base they organize, then go tune day. And we can use those platforms. So what we don't do, they try now forget a concept for workers education. We can be through the media, it can be face to face and different means in order for let people you listen the acting commissioner they talk about popularizing the law. Because they tell you for free, plenty people don't know waiting in the law, waiting good for them, waiting at their responsibility, waiting not for do and waiting not for do. So that's the one thing we for this midday today in a fresh spirit, we get a new energy for ensure say we'll go forward. Like for example, an acting commissioner talk about inspection. According to the law, now they no more get rights for the inspection. Now they get right for come inside this office without notice, then call for anything. But we unions, we don't get our rights. The only rights we union get, USA we don't organize, we can send notice, they say, we want to get a meeting with management for talk A, B, C, D, and E. But look what you they talk. Those workers, we not go school, we not can read and write. Now the responsibility of the unions, for let at least, they're not for just to take the union dues and forget what the members, but then for the go meet the members for know exactly how then they feel, how the workplace. Because it is but unfair for let you they take somebody in fee, then you know they service them. So that don't also be a wake-up call to we the Labour Congress, for talk to we union members MC. It is about time una go now and the service na the correct word we use, service remember. Are you the service remember? Tell us say new law don't do. Not only for say we don't increase your salary, we don't increase your level, but plenty law. You read acting commissioner we dey talk about the Workmen's Compensation Act, but we don't know what's in the inside, and even most of the laws. Plenty workers don't know because we the unions know they filter the information down to them.
All right.
When that don't be we next point of call now for say we members enough for be ignorant, we for go around, teach them, share the laws with them at least for help them.
Okay. So Edward, this bring me come to the question of one go on for say on a Congress somehow dormant because most times they know they get information where they want from una, or then how una they take up actions then with some time a civil servant go complain in boss way, for example, in the ruling government, and then how una can take action, what's the procedures. Are there any cases that one don't get of late or in past governments, where they don't bring some kind incidents can to una and they wanna able for champion them in a manner where, in as much as you get authority over the person, but the person in right, wanna make sure so wanna game.
I feel I don't know if you will clear what you mean with so dormant. Because I tell you for free, not that we know and talk, but the platform for talk, an expensive platform. Example, if not to be in this Mayday, I know if we ever get privilege for Canada Studio for can talk on this thing while they talk so.
You be forget the right.
Now,
you be forget the right,
if we decide for say, let we get memorandum of understanding with una for give it 1 day inside the month, it will go with a cost. You understand? So this is now one of the impediments that we can get for say one do popularization. But there was a time where SIBC been they give we labor hour, right? Deputy, remember? Labor hour. I think 10 to 11 a net. It been so popular, but I know what's happening along the line, whether it be the money business kind of side.
Okay.
So that's one thing. But on the issue of complaint, let's tell you say even the sitting president, we don't care complaint go to one for ministers them. The former president, we don't care complaint go to one. We call all the 6 ministers that have been issue with. He puts the all sidom, we self sidom, would they give a complaint one, then they respond. At the end of the day, tell them say you go solve this problem, you go solve the problem. This sitting president August now, President Julius Marabio, we don't also present to and complaints. For example, Port Authority. There was a time where Port Authority sacked over 93 people for no just cause. We take them up with them, we'll go meet them. We say, what? Things like this, they happen. You understand? He say it will be solved. Okay, commercial bank, Salone commercial bank, then self go on a strike. Then report until we champion them. We go to the office of the president, the governor, who all sit down with solve them. So we handle those things. Waiting on the thing where I go agree with you, now that the information we know they bring and come out like what you they expect. Say, well, as we they move, we they give information to the public. We honestly, I tell you, we they try for seek source fund in order for like this time round. If they could talk about the Employment Act, the acting commissioner just they talk, the ongoing discussion about the Industrial Relations Act in the Parliament. You see, then they read and line by line for do necessary corrections and adjustment into the law they're about for ratify. Okay. So that's what we start to do now for ensure say any information we get, we're able for call say pass this information to the public for we and whatever. That's a new.
All right, okay. We'll get for come back.
So
to
before we go to that one, Chibli, on also don't mention financial implications on popularizing the acts there. So within UNA as government do you do in as much as there are financial implications, but is it just centralized, meaning a free tongue? How UNA they work with, other institutions them up country for make sure say this word they are so pass, because for example where Edward talks, so if you get for Canada media you get for pay, where sometimes it's not always the case, but then you also want for take them up now rural communities where people themselves sometimes the Creole self we make to the talk now they're not able to understand them.
So that means to say awareness raising effort take various forms and levels. So you go do it in TV, radio, people will catch that. And then probably maybe play something like that. You get for find ways for reach out to the people. But the radio, as they talk, so they go far. Yeah. TV probably limited to those areas where they get electricity and all that in there. So now step by step. But we will continue for the level best. But with respect to the funding, all ministries and departments, they get budget. So what thing we try for do, when I make we include that in the PTT, one of the things we include data for make sure say the budget committee is properly constituted. Once the budget committee properly constituted, we self go know now how would they put monies then for make sure say certain things then happen. In addition to that, as the deputy secretary they say, we also don't develop proposals because until we get for continue, you know, go just no more depend holistically on what's in the come from government. You know, go do. So you get for think out of the box and get other means for get resources for able for do that.
All right.
So that.
Okay.
And then quickly, I forget to mention say we also get the employment regulation. We really need the back the Employment Act, a statutory instrument. Some of the things that we Mr. Kamarabi talk about today. For example, Section 16, they talk about the rights and obligations of the employer. Where one of them are for ensure, say, it respect the laws of Sierra Leone and it comply with the laws of Sierra Leone and it respect every contract or agreement where it gets with the worker. So if that alone, employers are doing that, you can find out, say, it will go a long way for contribute, for change, within the happen at the workplaces then.
All right,
for the
so
better.
we will get for come back to now. Continue for the way to inside the program. 6:43 now the 10 minute studio clock. Continue for sending text message. So the number 077-963-963. 077-963-963 now the number where you go send a text message. Show drop your comments on our Facebook page on Riseradiosl 96.3 FM. The Salone Labour Congress through the Ministry of Labour don't join other countries them na the world for celebrate the International Workers' Day where people can call May Day as way for honor the contributions and hard work of workmen them all about the world. All this may happen today, May 1st, na Family Kingdom, and the reporter Patricia Kabia Bindere, and he put this report together for
The
you.
world can celebrate the International Labour Day on the 1st of May every year for member and recognize the efforts and struggles of workmen them, na then different workplace them where they defend themselves. This can happen for sake of the fete will be happen in America and Chicago when a workman them be asked for 8 hours of working time per day. And this now holiday where some country can celebrate like South Africa, Tunisia, Tanzania, Zimbabwe, and China. They don't see this day as well for recognize the importance of building with society and economy. Edward Y. Kamara, Deputy Secretary General na Salone Labour Congress, be talk about this day and said in be say this.
May Day na an international event where the history back thing will be happen in America, Chicago to be precise. We then turn in the workers them not being get the rights. We don't forget as workman. The time of working hours not being stated. The money them be they pay them not being too correct. So that will make them in protest. And that will lead to the killing of plenty people. For example, there was a time where we be the appeal for government pensioners that will be they get 20,000-30,000 for little increase in pension. Now we will succeed from 20,000 to 250,000 all loans, rather than 250 loans. We also don't advocate for the review of the labor laws then. We get with minimum wage, who they review every 2 years, we then this an achievement.
In the same way, so continue for talk about the thing them where then as Labour Congress done they do and how they done they take action for solve some of them problems there of them workers there and in the cities.
That agreement they will come to now the management and the use for the workers. If we see transport costs don't go up, if we see the cost of living don't go up, the inflation, we call for a review. Say which will be agreed for 10 million 3 years ago. It don't change. Now that 10 million didn't have 40 millions. So Lord do adjustment. Labour Congress purely equate about the minimum wage when I 800 millions.
Labour Congress, they think now for the next minimum wage and for engage government in that. So this is how we operate. The Employment Act gets law, gets sanctioned. Now if you employ somebody, you know they pay and the 800 euro. If we know they fall into the commissioner or the inspectors then for labor, when then go investigate and say now true say you know they pay this amount, the law day we go talk almost and go fine you because you know they pay the actual amount.
And we also talk say workmen and still where they get less low wages and self say the Labor Day they serve one crucial reminder for the fight against fair treatment and compensation. Mr. Kubi Walker, when are the president for the Salone Employees Federation, be talk this.
On this commemorative occasion of May Day, an international day of unity and solidarity among workers, it is with great pleasure and a profound sense of gratitude that I address you as the president of the Sierra Leone Employees Federation. This year, we are gratified that the draft of the International Labour Organization called for social justice and decent work for all, and our national imperative of improving labour standards to accelerate socio-economic development. These things are both timely and reflective of a shared commitment to creating a fair, prosperous, and progressive Sierra Leone.
As the team are upholding labor standard, accelerate socio-economic development and safe, they don't play one good role for bring change in the employment industry in the country. This be made the Minister of Employment, Labor and Social Security, Mohamed Rahman Suarez, be say this.
We are also mindful that health and safety of the workforce are an important enabler of productivity. We are therefore currently working with the Law Officers Department to finalize the operational health and safety. When enacted, this law will promote worker safety and hygiene and contribute to employees' awareness of health and safety issues and reduce lost-time injuries. Mr. Chairman, Honorable Vice President, distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, we have also in recent times enacted the Work Permit Regulations to give full effect to the Work Permit Act 2023. The main thrust of the regulation is to regulate the influx of non-Sierra into the labor market and to avoid unfair and unhealthy competition for jobs with Sierra Leoneans have the right skill set and competence.
In the same way, so say this go provide job opportunity for more young people. As he also say, the mandate as a ministry now for safeguard workman them. And now with this backdrop, be make the Vice President of Salone, Dr. Julia Jallo, be talk this.
That is something we are going to do. We are going to uphold international airline standards to make sure that we protect labor laws in this country. We make sure that social justice, like the President of Labour Congress have identified, is upheld. I take good note of what they have said here, is the ideas about taxation, small, medium towns, and small, medium enterprises, and more importantly, their vision about the big five game changer. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you see, May Day celebration is set aside to celebrate workers. It's a reflection on improving the welfare and to put labor at the center of economic growth and development.
As this day, they recognize the hard work of workman them. They continue for talk to workman them for continue the good work. Reporting for Rise Radio, Mina Patricia Kabia. The time from the studio clock now 6:50, and if you just join we, they listen to Wi Yone Salone where they come to you from Rise Radio 96.3 FM. Inside the studio today we get Chibli Francis Kamara, we are the acting Commissioner of Labor and Employment at the Ministry of Employment, Labor and Social Security. And same way so we get inside the studio Edward Y. Kamara, we are the Deputy Secretary General for the Sierra Leone Labor Congress. Then I also today for me to talk about workman them And same way so about the May Day commemoration today, we then hold na the Royal Hall na Family Kingdom. Also another yearly report with Patricia Kabia being put together. More can to you back, Francis. We will mainly talk about the financial implications. You talk about the strategies them where government go on for put in place for also, ensure that people get the awareness or the knowledge of their acts there. So because now when you sabi something, now you go able for challenge and no say this now you right and you forget justice for but more also look at one thing we stand out today where the president of the Labour Congress been talk about now the taxation, where they do comparison between the multinationals and the local business system where they affect the country in business one. And same way so something that don't happen over recent days them or few weeks or months them we don't make something but workers them they don't redundant them being that something because they get for close down or then get for migrate go another side something the employee no go want for move more look at it in the ministry they look at towards the angle.
So you get several factors where they affect labor and employment. It can get for do with energy because people they use energy in workplaces for doing a number of things. It can get for do with taxation, as you say. Even some of the laws and CSF when they enact, it can also affect infrastructure, the roads, water supply, the health and sanitation hospitals, all the ones that they affect labor. You also go notice even human capital, how develop the human being then they in the country, it also affect labor. Yeah. Because if you don't get a developed human capital, how investors then will be attracted for can set up businesses and create employment. Because the man go the things, or the woman go the things say if I come set up, I get for import labor for come, we go increase me overhead costs. But the beauty about all of these issues where they affect labor is that you listen to the second gentleman of the country this morning. He say they don't set up a framework where by that framework you get Employers Federation, Sierra Leone Labour Congress, get for the interface with cabinet ministers. That is very, 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 very important. Yeah. The mere fact that that platform get for day, that's why they happen in other countries like in Senegal. The mere fact that you get that type of platform where employers they can sit down, workers group they can sit down, government sit down, the cabinet, they listen to the workers, then listen to the employers, the challenges they will they face, and then see what thing government could do for improve or solve some of their issues. It's very, very important for like I'm from the second gentleman. That's very important. So if you get law now with a non-pass way for saying they don't increase taxes, then go now sit down together and say, well, this particular law, see how we go review them for bringing down these taxes so that it not going to be a burden to the employers. That's very, very important. You also hear away we minister talk say a committee day for job creation where the vice president and the minister the co-chair because unemployment is a serious challenge. People when they graduate from university then can't forget job is a challenge. And the vice president also gave statistics of how many people they born in the year. So if that continue and you not put strategies in place for create employment, it could be a big problem. And also the vice president talk say, then they create the enabling government, they create the enabling environment. It can be the type of law where they pass, either for taxation, the type of infrastructure where they create, how they develop human capital, so that investors go come now and invest. Not only investors go from out, even within. USSF can be an employer. Okay. Maybe you get one house help, you get a driver, you're not an employer. So when these things are happening, you can find out with time, you go able for address the labor issues there as they can. Mind you, labor is dynamic, it change. So because it change, you self get for getting strategies then for see how you go solve them problems then otherwise the problems they go overwhelm you. Okay. And more importantly also, before this arrangement with the vice president talk about that structure, that tripartite structure at that national level, it they at the ministerial level because we get bodies like, for example, the regulation of wages and industrial relations, they talk about the joint consultative committee where they get workers group, you get employers group, then government self where then they meet, then they advise the Minister on Labour Matters. You also get the Joint National Negotiating Board. Employers did it, workers did it, government represented by the Minister of Employment and Social Security did it for fixed minimum rates of pay, for fixed paid public holidays, all anything. So all that now with a view for address the issues then within the in labour. Because them bodies and the way they mean, like for example the JNB, now then they look what me brother they say earlier, the collective bargaining agreement. Then come to the workers come together, employers in a particular sector, if not telecoms, after every 2 years they meet for discuss because the economy they change, either sometimes inflation day or things there. So that body they meet for discuss them thing and day and see how they go review that collective bargaining agreement for capture some of them thing and day. So that you not go hit the workers very hard in that sector.
But right now, you mentioned one important point about this minimum wage and also the inflation, the economic inflation at the country. When you look at the minimum wage right now in the country, not even enough for make somebody even for buy one bag rice and get change panel. But then they take home that salary then and then they know more they do. So we see then committee they are actually the way you mentioned.
The Vice President also make a very important point. He say when we talk about working conditions, it's not only limited to salaries. Not only that. I work, they pay me my salary, but in addition to that, sometimes you the work here, maybe they will give you some money for other allowances, then maybe they will give you money for fear, the help. Yeah, maybe for those who in government, they get opportunity for get housing or quarters, even if then they pay maybe in a small. That also, because if you know they not be the good and they just imagine you they take the money when they pay you for go rent house, waiting for don't be. So working conditions are not just limited to. You also get aspect of social security, where then go you employer go join you to NASIT, then every month 10%, 5% put them together a pay, preparing you for what you get for left. So it is not only waiting you to get now, but what else? Social health insurance they come. We're already inside the collective bargaining agreement where some employers then they pay insurance for the workers, which is also very important for make sure say you are secure on the job.
But Chibli, all anything in the way they talk about so like NASIT so now for after 15 years now you access them. Yeah, who knows if the person go live up to that time day. You also get NRA, where instead you tax even higher than the person in assets. Yeah, then thing and they always they talk about so now giving back to the government. Person they talk about now on our ministry okay with the current salary scale where they pay workers them across the country.
So that is why we as a ministry they make sure say we trigger when the time don't reach for let them people and review them collective bargaining agreement for say, hey, this thing don't wouldn't call when sit down and because we know because of them same thing there where they talk. Inflation, things then they change, etc., etc. It may not be enough. But again, when them people then meet with them they negotiate at that table there, then they put the thing on the table. Workers go talk say, I go on set the minimum wage as 3,000. The employers then go say, well, yes, that is fine. So but if we set this the ability to pay, now we they look. Because once you don't get that employment contract between you and the worker, now an obligation. I talked earlier. Yeah. You forgo by that employment contract.
The ability to pay they talk about between the employer and the employee. You get experts the way they come into the country where they take higher pay than the one the way they come in.
So that one day now for the employer now in look at in work, he look at in work processes, he look at the material elements of that the workplace, the work process, everything. He says, this particular work for let's Sierra Leone do and Sierra Leone not it. So the end I don't invest maybe millions of dollars. I want to get back my investment and make profit able for pay me over. What do you do? So you just get for bring
but
somebody.
Then you get also people in here where they say they graduate every year as you mentioned from colleges them where themselves now experts in their field because they don't go study the course.
Yes.
But then you bring and come the salary where they take and the one where the person from outside they take now two different skills.
And of course that is why you call the person expert. You don't forget you have Sierra Leoneans who are experts in other countries also. So this thing where they talk so applicable to them also.
But when they talk about salon level.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, we live in a global village, so if you talk about Sierra Leoneans here, you should also think about Sierra Leoneans when they're out of the country. Labor laws, they are basically the same. So me know the support for people bring expatriates then come. That is why I told you earlier, we get the work permit committee for sit down and check for make sure say indeed Sierra Leoneans then they wait. One notable thing where they in the labor market, I believe we are aware that the skills mismatch.
Okay.
We education system, it is good, yes. Now this country all go school the education system, but still areas then they will need for beef up. I will tell you, like in civil engineering, there are certain areas where probably people are not the structural engineer, different types of engineering.
So finding solutions they also like to the education ministry.
So that is why one big challenge will get, excellent question. One big challenge will get, we don't know the number of people available for work. We also don't know the number of jobs within day. That is why we work very, very hard, desperately foresee how we go get a labor market information system. Once we get that one day, we create the opportunity for let employers sending them job vacancies there. Job seekers then also go in there and put in the particulars there. Then we go get something, a data we go tell we say yes, for this particular job, Sierra Leonean day. And then that one they go help we now for liaise with sectoral ministries. It could be basic and senior secondary school. It could be technical and higher education, so that they in turn go relate to the tertiary institution for see how they go review their curricula for meet the type of jobs that we're in the labor market. It is going to be now a process, now small. In other countries, they have that system in place, but a process. So once you set these structures, you get the legal framework, you get the institutional framework, you set up these structures, then you go find out, say, things go, they go, fine.
All right, so
but before take some time.
Before we bring Edward come back inside, a lot of time, women then there is issues not in workplaces them. Either be sexual harassment now, or the one you can do no see work and say, most times the madam or the missus then take advantage of them.
Domestic workers.
Yes, and domestic workers. So I want to know now if any side upon the law or the acts we talk say we give them preference or we make mechanism they in place for them work then type of workers and also how effective that law they don't do.
Well, effectiveness is going to take some time. 2023, you're talking about awareness raising, you're talking about having the logistics and manpower for begin do continuous inspection, not a one-off no more. It will be continuous inspection. Yeah. So effectiveness will come with time. But domestic workers generally they are workers. So the Employment Act is applicable to them. Yeah, is applicable to them. So if that type of situation, then they, with them, once it come to attention, we go see how best we go come in for try for address them in the day.
All right, 3 minutes past the hour 7 now, now the time now studio clock and quick one. We go for a short break and we go come back shortly.
Now you can send mobile money with no sonko, only with Afri Money. Ilek you want send 5, 10, 50 or 5,000 leons or even more with no sonko. Yes, anytime, any day, every day, any side you in a salon, free with Afri Money. No go outside and the pinch pan the lily where you want send. Avoid sonko. Use Afri Money. Dial *161 *1 # for send mobile money free. Afri Money to Afri Money. For no more, call 161. Afri Money. No sonko.
Use Afri money for free.
In case you just joined me, they listen to Wi Yone Salone in News and Current Affairs program where they come to you from Rise Radio 96.3 FM. You get to live from the studios in Brookfields and safe na the internet on www.riseradio.sl. Now Facebook page same so on Riseradiosl 96.3 FM. Continue for any text message to the number 077 963 963 077 963 963. Members inside the program today. Salone don't join other country them all about the world for observe the International Labour Day we na day for celebrate to command them and self talk but issues them where they unbug them now then will place them And SEF, the Ministry of Social Welfare launched a 5 years work plan we will guide the ministry from 2024 to 2028. And same with some members of parliament, senators, they don't tell Rise Radio about what they expect from the new Speaker of Parliament. We then will pick Thursday, we not tomorrow, May 2nd, 2024. Continue for any text message. Show the number 077 963 963 077 963 963 now the number where you will send a text message to and drop your comments now with Facebook page on Riseradiosl 96.3 FM.
We still get inside the studio Chibli Francis Kamara, when the Acting Commissioner of Labor and Employment and at the Ministry of Employment, Labor and Social Security, and Seth Edward Y. Kamara, when the Deputy Secretary General na the Sierra Leone Labor Congress, where then I asked for talk about the labor issues them na the country as to the May 1, where people can call May Day. Well, internationally they can call the International Labor Day. And same also they can say May Day. Well, and then I also they only talk about some of the issues them where they around the labor industry, and then how then they do or how then they try for put measures there in place for CC the people where they work, where they work, get safety in the workplace, and same way so decent work. Make we come to you, Edward Y. Kamara. The global theme on a try for bring and come to upholding standards, upholding labor standards, accelerate, socio-economic development. What's in the rationale behind that theme they want to choose for this year?
Yeah, permits me for just talk small on the issue of tax, since he come out from the President of Labor Congress. Indeed, tax is a very serious consideration for Labor Congress. Before, workman they go leave, they know the tax them. Before, workman a allowance, they know the tax them. Now, if you go leave, then they tax you. You pay GST per electricity.
Mm-hmm.
You pay GST where you go buy in a shop, and lots more. If you go to the employers, them, for example, the telecom sector, they get for pay to NATCOM, they get for pay to NRA, they get for pay to ZUDLAP, they get plenty of other charges them we then they pay. And we watch all those taxes, it will make employers afraid. Even with the union, we go negotiate for increase of salary. Sometimes we afraid of the bracket because you get the threshold, which sometimes go say if you basic na 700, the second 700 and go tax on 15%.
Pay as you earn.
Pay as you earn the PAYE. So all those don't be so huge. And then also you they pay tax all the same way they work. Where you they retire back, then they cut tax by benefits. With all this now we concern. If they redundant you, then they cut tax. If they terminate you, then they cut tax. So huge. So this now one thing where even the co-president don't say and not talk extensively. He just give them as a tip. When we go get a follow-up meeting with the president, then the president can direct that we go get a technical committee, we go sit down and look into all that. Unfortunately, when we start for raise this issue of tax, now way back where JJ Safar now be Minister of Finance, then set the committee, we start the work, and then clandestinely, governments can just go, then do Finance Act, and then publish them. By the time we go conscious, say, but we've been about the discussion, I don't go publish, then don't do on one, then don't do on two, we don't engage the president. The president, even the speaker, the outgone speaker, there are times something can just pass to us. So we don't get a memorandum of understanding with her. That any document we come, it go always want to ask, this law and can pass, so we go affect workman. The Labor Congress have been part of them. We don't reach all to that level. So for the canal for say upholding labor standards, government, the commissioner has done so. Now the one big violators of the laws of this country. All the law they make, especially when it comes to implementing of CBA, where you look the workman, they were working at the health sector.
The bargaining agreement.
The bargaining agreement, the workman, they were working at the health sector. Sometimes the public utility go don't negotiate, say, when I give them this amount of salary. It is on other thing. You look at the one that within at the services. It's sad, you understand, eh? So, if you not uphold the labor standard, when are the laws, the policies, the regulations, them, we for keep the employment going smoothly, how you expect economic boom? You know they get time, because at the end of the day, you know they get a productive worker. When the worker happy, now they get service, now they get result. But outside the workman, sometimes you go they look like, for example, now Sarah tell a reference case. Sarah tell we have been giant in this country, now a sleeping giant. All the infrastructure for do telecommunication business, then get them. But they get one limitation. They're not able for seek for international loan. Then they manage themselves. Government for able to take care of them. When a government own property, they know they watch them. You understand? Mm-hmm. So when we talk about labor standards, these policies, then laws, they are all over the week. We want for C, and that's going to be our big task for CC as we don't make the law, not only be limited to private sector. The good thing I will tell you, even being in back, I will talk, and the acting commissioner will get to now somebody very, very proactive. Yeah, if we look for people among the own ranks, they know the band, I will say in one of the people them. Because one for CC things go straight and things go correctly. We just hope that the other people them we go in at the other side. Like for example, the HRMO. Now we don't get the Wages and Compensation Commission. That Wages and Compensation Commission, then get for respect the CBA, they're supposed for respect her. Because the Employment Act don't talk them. It don't recognize collective bargaining agreement. But how the Wages and Compensation Commission get for operate? They get public sector unions. For example, me with the talks about my own union belong to the Public Utility Trade Group. In that union, you get institutions like Post Office, you get Tiaratel, you get Port Authority, you get EDSA. All these are state-owned enterprises. Then the Wages and Compensation Commission also, they negotiate on behalf of state-owned enterprises. So union gets the public utility, the trade group, and then Wages and Compensation gets union. So how we get for tidy the negotiations, whose side you get for go sit down. So now that make we they say, just like as he was saying, we're looking out for the Industrial Relations and Trade Union Act. We go give the dichotomy, what that they operate so, what to make you they do so, how you for operate. But basically, as I tell you, if the labor standards, what they talk about so, decent work, clean environment, social protection, freedom, right, if all then they be given to worker, information, like for example, Ubinate and others to remain into, you employ somebody, the person don't serve probation. After probation, you for able to get a letter, say yes, you are now a permanent staff of my institution. Look at your appointment letter. But how many employers then they give you appointment letter? You go work with them 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, they don't ever give you appointment letter. Men too, they come up just now, they can't discuss an issue where somebody don't say, I don't work for this employer over 2 years. The employer they say no, the first year will work for me, now be volunteer. But if from day one after 6 months, you follow the law, say the person don't do probation, even if not volunteer, you will ever get a document for let the workman know say na volunteer, the volunteer. But in that particular place, you will get a salary every month. Volunteer and stripe. So they get all the challenges there. You understand? So now that make una self the media will for really seek una support in order for to popularize this. Because if the workplace, when you look now the mining companies, why most of the mining companies they close? Now the too many strike action. Today you go issue the strike, and when the strike is so fearful. I don't think I want strike the time where African minerals operate. What they mind then where the workman in the strike, they don't care whether you now with man or you not jumble. If they send the lock you inside container, the lock you inside container, soldier get for good, the police get for good. Why then the strike? Because waiting at their own right, waiting at the facility, the employer they deprive them. You understand? So once that they happen, when the world of work, the workplace, the workman not satisfied. Now I'm gonna make you see somebody kind of office, he sign a register, he go outside, go do mammy cook.
But Edward, if you say it forgets to the point, say workers and go get for begin strike before employers and begin taking it serious. If you say that one reason and they will make, then unions send the day way for safeguard them for making reach to the level then go get for go strike, we will get for make either buck off, then go get for lost and job, or then get for get benefits they will get for cuts because then we don't go perform all sorts of don't go put up all sorts of arguments or issues, and even some strike even leads to accidents and other stuff, the destruction of properties we will get for make the employer get for go back to square one for go begin buy the machine same way them workers and they don't pull, and so buck off them go get for lost and job. So if you say it rights for make workers and get to that point to start them will get for the strike for make employers them for begin for your invoice them.
Good. This is now one of the two they try for a strike. That is the reason why, if you notice over the years, I don't know when if you've been born before 1995, but then in the Labour Congress been strike, not to be easy thing at the country. When PRC been the Labour Congress see, nobody know for work because this junta government, it's not BFRC. This junta government we know one time. Workman is done at the hospital and be paid there. You understand? So what should they do? As unions, we no like strike, but at the last option. For example, we don't sign an agreement, say, give me 50 loans as my transport. Then you, the employer, you get the money, but you no one for pay. Then automatically, the worker, they feel, say, this me boss, you get the money. For example, like where they work so nice, so. Then you boss, they can't tell you, say, hey, money not there for buy, fellow, but every 6 months, 1 year, when they see they change in motor car. If they buy then sophisticated vehicle, there is possibility for them to say, hey, this now you know what care about, you know care about we. So this is how workman they look at situation. The unfortunate side again is that when we go into negotiations, it is accepted or it provided that presents to we know you financial strength. So by so doing, when we go into negotiation, we go able to talk, say, law not put this. But basically, as I tell you, strike now one particular thing will affect business greatly. Because the sooner you go into strike, let's say a telecommunication company, if they shut down for 1 minute, you know almost million and go loss. Now make way with the multinational, the people institution like Africell, like Orange, then get a very close relationship with the union. Not that then they bribe the union, but then they find all kind of way for their workers and no strike. So what union tell them, see, new provision don't come on implement them, then they go ahead and implement them. Notwithstanding the deputy acting commissioner they talk about the ability to pay. But workers, not all man get that sense though. For say, it's difficult to we see on our boss no will implement this business bad. They not to understand that. So it take education. Because I tell you, now with the goal now institutions them, we go train the workers and the employer. Just acting commissioner will talk with raise that issue of expatriate. We go now one mining company and one town we call Bauman. You can't imagine they set a conclave. If we be late 2 days, so until that business they don't close. They don't go village to village, they don't go sensitize themselves, say anybody will not born a Bauman. Therefore they get back. Because the company we did it, now then we are the indigents of the tongue, not there for benefits. That was the plan. Luckily, the HRC want to go to workers' education. You can imagine from where they can't take me in a free tongue. Till they reach in the village, the driver they go and grumble. We then people that will come off free tongue, we come also, they all for left with ground. Now what now ground all for benefits. So I get them as a business. When I go, that was the first thing I asked. I said, that they are going, Papa, they work now, get farm in America. Over 30 of them is there. That was the America, where they work, they send for you support na Sierra Leone, now 9 years. I see if they drive that person in America for like answer, which will happen to I stuff like 70 no be. I say, so why una self one chase the one them? We come off free tongue or we come off kenema for can work na bo.
No, well, maybe sometimes they know they try for put in case across in that
manner. No, ignorance. Now make workers' education very, very necessary. Like what you talk, so I agree with you to some extent. Because I don't know in the banking sector, I think that we'll get for discuss at the JCC level. What they do now, them foreign banks here. Then they take them brother or their sister, he can't free tongue, he asks for residence permit, he still not free tongue. You know they say that job they can't find no, he didn't have one particular address, sometimes 3 months, 6 months, you don't get residence permit, you don't get connection. The way they apply, they apply, like say it just come. You understand? When they make vacancy, then self they apply. So now if you go into most of them banks here, you see the foreigners them bokure. But that's not the goal of the ministry.
All
and
right,
I tell you recently,
we go only
then they
and
go
then
about
we
on
take
it.
the text messages then we don't kind inside the studio. This one they ask say do ya una way they relate with government proper one, which infrastructure we government don't put in place for them new graduates say they get every year. Boku graduates non can don right now job vacancy not day. So waiting una they do for see that say employment day for the one there so we don't come out college so. And then this other text are also the ask say which role governments they play in regulating the labor market and how the country or how Salone people for promote lifelong learning skills them and development for workers them. Another text are also they say do ya waiting una can put in place for workers them. For example, if outbreak happen, just look like the last way COVID may happen, and then Bokuman be gets for sit on our oath. So is it that part of that law day way una get for the teach workers them how for be up to date when issues them like sicknesses them or outbreak linking come. And another text are also the ask say una need for put more emphasis on woman workers them. Then they suffer a lot in silence and they not go able for talk because most of them are the breadwinners them of them family them and then job then they give them a lot of threats and they not keep one for talk. Will they take 2 more where they say how una they promote ethical and sustainable supply chains na the labor standards. And then the last one is say what's not the role where if you say individuals them like ordinary citizens them for play for advocates for workers then right. This and the text messages so we don't come inside the studio so we go.
So I just get this one quick one, Davida. This one for the commissioner. It say whose resource and support system where on a ministry gets for give to employee them where they face workplace violation. It say like hotline them where it come to legal aid business and how for resolve disputes them now the different side where they work.
Yeah, if I go start with you talk for the graduates then. I've been privileged for the graduation of Obi College this year. And then do one performance, the drama team, and make one very sensitive statement. That is skill. And recently we go train, but lifelong skill. Yes, they all the graduates with the plenty degrees that within the camp, but the job available. We look up to government from the labor side, especially the promise for the creation of 500,000 jobs. You already deputy go talk more on that. With regards the one we get for do with the workman them, you know, the arrangements in the setting. Like for example now, acting commissioner self-talk waiting in the graduates with. Yeah? How then they go able to connect into the system. Now you look plenty institution and now they conduct what we call job fair. And then job fair and then for train people for make them know who side job they and how for fend the jobs them. Yeah? So I will stop here for now, Commissioner.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks to the people who are sending them questions. This is which infrastructure we don't put in place for the graduates then when they come. Putting infrastructure in place, that process will continue. But as I've been saying earlier, government does set up a job creation committee where the vice president and we minister the co-chair. That means to say then they take employment business very seriously. In addition to that, of course, but let me also hasten for note say these jobs really the private sector now get for create the jobs, a good number of the jobs. Not even in America, we're not the richest country, we get the American government, they create all the jobs. So I think government normally they do that for create the enabling environment. So that I make up been said earlier, that platform, that framework, we then don't set up with the vice president talk about, so that government.
You already mentioned said they launched this
cabinet, exactly. Cabinet, employers, workers, the cabinet for address some of them to the employment, unemployment, all of those issues. That is very, very important. Yeah. So we also don't develop some program documents, like for example, the Decent Work Country Program Phase 2. One of the key priority areas inside in a job creation. So we don't do at a level now. We don't. With the support of the ILO, we don't develop a resource mobilization strategy paper. Once that is cleared, we try for get money. Now, we'll get money. The technical committee will decide to look for implementing partners in the private sector. Develop project proposals, submit them. Once we clear the proposal, they will give money for let you implement, and then you report. So that is one thing. Is the role of government in regulating the labor market? That is a very important question. How they regulate the labor markets, as I've been saying earlier, get the laws. Once you get the laws, they also they inspect all of them in the policies, laws, and regulations, and then you're able to do that one day. So that is why we want this labor market information. Of course, we get IT team now, where we minister talk about that this morning. We then they try, for example, for create job app. Once they online, employers then will get them, then they go send in information about the jobs that they create. So through that, we'll be able to track on a yearly basis how many jobs have been created, etc., etc. So, and that role for the labor market is squarely there with the Ministry of Employment, Labor and Social Security, of course, because that now money, but they do it in collaboration with other stakeholders, of course, including with social partners. Promotion of lifelong learning, of course. The Employment Act talk about recruitment and training. If you want, let your workers them performance improve, skilling, reskilling, upskilling, forbid the order of the day. I don't talk earlier say labor is dynamic. That means labor the change. We not been when we go to school, computers they not been there. Now computer now one they use so. Yeah, robotics don't come. So that means to say you self get for do a number of things there. So people then get for learn. If you use computer, you get an office, boss man, you get a secretary. If you're not computer literate, like what they say for digitize the operations of the ministry, it go difficult for you for that. So learning and relearning, I think we go. Outbreak of disease. I talk about occupational safety and health bill within a law officers department. Then they basically mean prevention of accidents and diseases at workplaces. You notice a COVID-19, now a workplace disease. HIV is now a workplace disease. So once we get that law, it come out, it will help you also for prevent, of course, in collaboration with the Ministry of Health, for prevent some of the sicknesses they are within the camp, because now more of preventive business. Waiting you go do at the workplace, let the sickness not come in the first place. Now that's to believe in, that you sit down, the sickness can probably not get the resource for. You talk at the one talks the female workers, then they suffer, but they don't want to talk. We go encourage them for let them talk. Because the Employment Act and the other laws are then clear. If you get problem at your workplace, once now labor employment business, file the complaint with the Ministry of Employment, Labor and Social Security. It don't mean say we file the complaint, then go sack you. Yeah. Once now genuine concern with the file, they not go sack you. If they sack you, now that one day we go send an unfair termination. That one day we go investigate and see how we go address that one.
Okay, we will get to come back to Una now as the first time Speaker of Parliament, Dr. Abbas Bundu in Tembido, and April 30 this year. Reporter Fatmata Bango have been talked to some members them of Parliament about the election of the new Speaker of Parliament. We go up in Thursday, May 2nd, and also talk waiting then they expect for see from make we listen to that.
I mean, Honorable Mohammed Eskabu. Yeah, from the point of view of me, leader we don't talk to earlier on, we look forward for a better leadership. But as a party, we always get that fear, say, an SLPP person is an SLPP person. So whoever comes to that seat, we not expect, say, it will behave better than an SLPP person. But we actually look forward to having a better country. Not one person really come back and come with the same SLPP style of governance. So we're expecting better.
Yeah, my name is Honorable Alex Matia Rogers. I'm an MP for Pujan District and happy for being the parliamentary caucus leader for Pujan District. Well, this is a very simple, and if you want, you hear from me on that. You know, see, this get for do with party loyalty also. And we are the ruling party, the party in power. I'm talking about the Sierra Leone People's Party, SLPP. And we get a very rich culture, you understand, particularly in the context of consultation when it comes to matter of consulting. That we get for do with the speakership. And already we can always look at the guidance on the party, the party leadership, and what the leader of the party will say, and the chairman, we can always want for follow suit. We'll not go do anything contrary. So for now, with understanding and by unanimity, we'll get only one candidate for now, which is Honorable Singapore Thomas, and we'll be happy for being the deputy speaker, now acting speaker. It is within the stream of democracy. You agree with me? Honorable Singapore, we don't be the act as deputy speaker. For last time parliament, I'm talking about the fifth parliament, and the sixth parliament also serve under Dr. Abbas Bungu as deputy speaker. And we'll see what he do. Capable of uniting all, cut across the eyes. We will surprise the public, and we all don't get that understanding. It is being resolved amicably, understanding. That's why the spirit. That's why the spirit of consultation is very much important. You understand? And the mere fact that we don't make them not understand that we get only one candidate now. 100% Thomas as the sole candidate, and that would vote come Thursday. That's our candidate. That can be very obvious. Very obvious.
My name is Honorable Abdulmuni Lansana, former member of parliament where they represent the people of constituency 121. Well, Dr. Abbas Bundu in 5 years be great, because for the assess Abbas Bundu in 5 years, you got to look at which type of parliament Abbas Bundu preside over. The type of parliament where Abbas Bundu preside over, we call it a hung parliament. A hung parliament is a parliament where no one party not get outright majority. So this is the kind of parliament where Abbas Bundu preside over, and he will sail with through within that 5 year day. That shows he's a great man.
Okay, somebody with the listing, you go on for say the first 5 years where Abbas Bundu be the speaker. Now be that kind of source we are in parliament, the opposition will look up to her, whilst the ruling party set will look up to her. But yet, how you able to tell how he perform his duties then?
Well, like what I say, he perform his duty greatly, because one thing, a speaker is like a referee. A referee, everybody they look at and say, blow in my favor, blow in my interest. What thing Abbas Bundu be they do now for assess that kind of situation in the and know exactly when the house is tense. Now, make other they follow the proceedings of parliament. So the house tense, you notice say Abbas Bundu, they say, okay, all members of parliament, let's go to committee room 1. We go settle, waiting for settle. By the time we come out and get back to the chamber, waiting that happen, most of the thing that will be fight against absolutely gonna be something.
What if Honorable Senator Solomon Thomas win? What do you expect for C?
And they expect for say very strict and rigid type of a parliament where go look at deliberation on the context of maturity and sincerity. Now that's what they expect for say.
Listen to members of parliament, them we been the talk about, waiting they expect from the incoming speaker of parliament. We then go get for elect tomorrow. Well, also we go join Esther Nene Kamara for we court update.
Magistrate Sake Kwen about court number 1. Don't send 32-year-old Abdullahi Bari go remand. Now the male correctional center on freedom. Abdullahi Bari for the first time the team before magistrate now court for answer to 3 counts charge them to wait conspiracy to defraud contrary to law, larceny by servants contrary to section 17 subsection 1A of the Larceny Act 1916. Police file say November 13 to 19, 2023 na Bloombank Sierra Leone Limited na the street inside Freetown. The accused be allegedly fraud and conspire with Mohamed Lamimba, Ibrahim So, and other people away police no sabi for fraud Bloombank 1,881,153 cents. Na count 2 between November 2 to 9 at the same place. The Chief Executive Officer na Transnational Business TNB Sierra Leone Limited, one sub-agent where they send money for Bloombank Sierra Leone Limited, thief 881,153.95 cents, Bloombank and property. Na count 3 na different day inside November 2 to 13, 2023, na Bloombank. the Chief Executive Officer na Transnational Business, TMB Sierra Leone Limited, one sub-agent where they send money for Bloomberg, the same way so allegedly thief 1 million euros, Bloomberg the property. We then begin and explain the charge them to the accused person. He not be talk nothing. Assistant Superintendent na Police Ibrahim S. Mansaye be beg the magistrate for adjourn the case so he go arrange in witness them. This be make the defense counsel be apply for bail, but Magistrate Sakekura not be give bail to the accused person and send am go remand na the male correctional center na Freetown. So they May 2 this year. Magistrate Peter Brahma Gorgan Panembal Court number 6 don sell 28-year-old mother Joseph George go 6 months jail na the male correctional center na Freetown. Mother Joseph George for the first time tema before magistrate na court for answer to larceny contrary to section 2 of the Larceny Act 1916. Police file say April 14, 2024 na New England Vale inside Freetown. The accused been thief 150 United States dollar, where the total per salon money na 3,600 leons, where na Ali Conte in property. Where them begin and explain the charge them to the accused person. He be say he guilty, but not be get lawyer with the team up for an court. Joel B. Sano, DPC 17220, be tell the magistrate say this na the first time where the accused person the team up na court, and that the accused not ever gets case na court. The accused person be beg the magistrate for tamper justice with mercy. This be make Magistrate Peter Brahma Gogra send the accused person go 6 months jail na the male correctional center na Freetown. For Rise Radio, Mina Esther Nene Kamara.
That's not the thing that we happen inside the courtroom today. Now, so we go come over to guest them now. Edward, that's what they wrap up. Waiting will be a message to family. They listen to you, or don't they listen to you, and to all laborers them in the country.
Yeah, if you listen to me and you get challenged in your workplace, come now 35 Wallace Johnson Street by Central Police, Big Market, and ask for Sierra Leone Labour Congress. Anybody where you meet, then go ready for talk to you, for like at least they attend to you. So feel free, come, we go deal with your key issue confidentially.
All right, Shibele, as we wrap up now, we think will be your message to people they listen to.
Your message now to the employers and workers alike. Let we all go according to what in the laws and say, labor laws, and let we respect the contracts of employment we will sign. Because if you respect the contracts of employment between you and your workman or the employer and your boss, you find out say things will go well at that workplace. That strike will be the talk about, it will reduce. But when you don't talk inside contracts of employment, say that this is the pay the person, we don't pay, and that's the problem is that small.
Okay.
So now we'll start with them small, and then they'll go. I'm sure in the medium to long term, things will improve as we go.
And when the money go they come, we go hope for soon at the different workplaces. Then we wanna go don't get at the data of all the working institutions. Then whether not informal or formal, and for me when I will come, or for me you come back, for me you can't tell me. Probably in the next 2-3 months because nothing in this way when I'm not supposed for the drag fit pan because as would they say. Now when you study something, now you go challenge and get you right where you want and positively.
It's a huge responsibility, like any other Ministry of Employment, Labour and Social Security around the world. But we'll do our best to support to ensure we'll be able to overcome the challenges and deliver.
Okay. One for Tona, plenty. Thank you to you, Chibli Francis Kamara, where you now the acting commissioner of Labor and Employment, the Ministry of Employment, Labor and Social Security, where you take you time for can talk to we about some of the team them or the strategy that we government done they put in place for help solve the wahala we can happen between employer and employee when it comes to work business. And same way so to you, Edward Y. Kamara. We know say it's been a busy day for you, but you take your time for come to the studio this evening. Time one for tell you plenty. Thank you, Edward Y. Kamara, the Deputy Secretary General for the Sierra Leone Labour Congress, and we're gonna expect for the get to now frequently at the studio for can give people an update about workman business because we self the part of the workman, the workforce, and we self need for get updates them about waiting they happen when it comes to workers. Well, now so we on Salone they left you 40 day one for say plenty. Thank you to we studio guests then once again. On our way take on attempt for send message one for say plenty. Thank you. You watch you on the Facebook Live one for say plenty. Thank you to Ona. We on Salone meet now from Rise Radio 96.3 FM with support from AfriCell. You are listening to we now the radio you did now us right now one for say plenty. Thank you to Ona all to reporter. Then we bring the story then come to Ona. We producer that be Musa by Sise, we studio engineer na Jonah Gaya, John Escoma, make una see we live now with Facebook page, and we executive producer na be Maria Maba. We bring the program come to you this evening time. My own name na Maria Maba. They say happy International Labor Day again, and we hope that always through the suffer fun at the workplace, at the end of the day, we'll get the benefit. And to all staff of Rise Radio 96.3 FM, one for say we appreciate all the work they do for we, Nayaso, and as employee, and same way so as an employer to the management and staff, one for say plenty, thank you, and how wanna create the safe working environment for we, so it will continue for the Rise Radio 96.3 FM.
My name is David Spence Solomon. They say not forget for listening to We Rise News at 8 this evening, and tomorrow morning for We Rise and Shine morning program. So till tomorrow we'll come with another edition of We Yone Salone. We want to wish you a lovely night and always stay tuned to Rise Radio 96.3 FM. Tata.